First, it was power banks. Now, it's everything. After multiple in-flight fire scares and emergency landings caused by overheated batteries, airlines have gone into full clampdown mode. Carry-ons in 2025 aren't just about size anymore. They're about what's inside, how it's packed, and whether it ticks even one red flag. If your bag doesn't follow the latest rules on batteries, bags, or banned items, it won't make it past the gate, and maybe neither will you. Here's how to avoid the carry-on chaos before it starts. If you fly often, there's probably a power bank in your bag right now. It keeps your phone alive, your headphones charged, and your sanity intact. But here's what most travelers don't realize. Power banks come with rules, and messing up could get you pulled aside at security, or worse, pulled off the plane. This isn't just airport paranoia. In January 2025, a power bank caught fire on an Air Busan flight before takeoff. It triggered a full evacuation. The kicker? That battery was actually allowed on board. Legal size. Still caused panic. So let's get clear. Anything over 160 watt-hours, around 32,000 milliamp hours, is completely banned. Doesn't matter if it's in your carry-on or checked luggage. It's a no-go. And no, draining the battery to zero doesn't help. What matters is the capacity it was built with, not how much charge is left. Even if it's empty, the rules still apply. Under 100 watt-hours? That's the sweet spot. You can bring it, but only in your carry-on. Checked baggage? Absolutely not. If your power bank is between 100 and 160 watt-hours, you'll need airline approval. And even then, you're only allowed 2. That's it. Now, here's why checked bags are off limits. If a battery overheats down in the cargo hold, no one's there to stop a fire. And fires on planes? Yeah, they don't end well. What's new in 2025? Some airlines are stepping things up. Passengers are being asked to declare every single power bank at check-in, even the tiny ones. People on Reddit have been sharing stories about being told they could only carry 2, regardless of size, because that's what the airlines said that day. So before you head to the airport, check your battery's watt-hour rating, pack it in your carry-on, and read your airline's policy. The rules aren't always clear, but the consequences are. Got one of those sleek, techie suitcases with a built-in battery? Better read the fine print, because in 2025, airlines aren't playing nice with smart luggage that doesn't play by the rules. If the battery can't be removed, your bag might not even make it past check-in. Sounds harsh, but that's the reality. Airports don't care how futuristic your suitcase looks. If the power source is locked in place, it's a no-fly zone. And unless you enjoy last-minute shopping for overpriced luggage at the terminal, you'll want to make sure your battery pops out easily. But here's where it gets messy. Even if the battery is removable, that doesn't guarantee you're in the clear. Travelers on Reddit are already complaining about smart bags getting rejected. Why? Because some airlines are now asking for proof, like manufacturer certification or compliance with newer safety standards, like UL 2054 for lithium batteries. Most people don't even know what that is, let alone where to find the paperwork. The fix? Before your next trip, dig up the manual, check the label, or reach out to the manufacturer. Better yet, contact your airline. If they're vague or inconsistent, which happens more than it should, consider switching to a model with a clearly detachable battery and visible safety marking. It's 2025. Your bag can charge your phone, but if it can't pass airport security, it's not that smart. Thought the liquid rule finally died? Not quite. A few UK airports made headlines for scrapping the classic 100 ml limit, letting people breeze through security with full-size bottles and zero plastic bag origami. It sounded like progress, until reality showed up. Turns out, only a handful of airports actually made the switch, and some of them didn't even stick with it. By mid-2024, 6 airports, including London City, Aberdeen, and Newcastle, brought the old rule roaring back, thanks to, you guessed it, security concerns. So if you're flying out of the UK, don't assume anything. One terminal might wave you through with a liter of shampoo. The next might force you to toss it. Or worse, chug it in front of everyone. Now let's talk about the EU. The plan was bold. Roll out advanced CT scanners across Europe, kill off the 100 milliliter rule by the end of 2024, and make the security line feel less like a punishment. But here we are in 2025, and the reality? Most airports didn't upgrade in time. The ones that did? Many still can't use the scanners for international flights. So yes, you're still cramming toothpaste into travel-sized tubes across the continent. And it gets trickier. Heathrow, for example, has installed the fancy scanners, but only in certain terminals and not for every destination. Some international flights are still stuck in the past with the full 100mm crackdown. Worse yet, if you're connecting through an airport that doesn't have the same scanner system, guess what happens? You'll likely have to ditch every single liquid you just got cleared for at your departure gate. Doesn't matter that you passed security once, your layover airport can and will start you from scratch. Bottom line? The 100mm rule isn't dead, it's just confused. Until every airport agrees on the rules and has the tech to match, your best bet is to play it old school. Stick to the clear plastic bag, keep everything under 100 milliliters, and never trust a headline to pack your carry-on for you. Flying with a low-cost carrier in Europe? Don't assume your carry-on's safe. Ryanair, EasyJet, Wizz Air, they've all quietly shrunk the size limits for free bags. That backpack you used last summer might cost you this time, and they're strict. If your bag doesn't fit inside their little metal frame at the gate, expect to pay. Doesn't matter if it almost fits or if you measured it at home. If it doesn't slide in perfectly, they'll charge you on the spot. So now it's a choice. Shrink your luggage or open your wallet. Many travelers are giving in and buying smaller airline-approved bags. Others pay the extra fee to check their carry-on or upgrade to priority boarding just to bring a normal-sized bag on board, often without realizing that upgrade isn't cheap either. Reddit's full of stories. People being charged even when their bags technically met the size, just not gate-friendly enough. Some seasoned flyers now carry measuring tape with them. Yes, really. Here's the play. Before you fly, check your airline's baggage policy. Don't rely on memory or old info. If you're flying multiple budget airlines, compare them side by side. And if you're not ready to downsize, prepay for the bigger allowance. It's cheaper than being ambushed at the gate. In 2025, flying cheap doesn't mean packing easy. The overhead bin space is shrinking, but the fees, not so much. Flying with Air Canada on a basic economy ticket in 2025? You might want to read the fine print, because that basic is about to feel real basic. Starting January 3rd, forget about rolling your carry-on on board for free. You're allowed one personal item only, a small backpack, a laptop bag, maybe a purse. That little suitcase, it's going to cost you. First carry-on, $35. Add another, that'll be $65 per piece. Yep, even that tiny hard shell that used to fly free now comes with a price tag. But wait, there's more. Beginning January 21st, basic economy passengers won't get to choose their seats for free anymore. Instead, you'll be randomly assigned, hello, middle seat, unless you cough up extra cash to pick your spot. You used to be able to choose during online check-in at no charge. Not anymore. And this isn't just Air Canada tightening the belt. United, Delta, and a few others are playing the same game, charging for carry-ons and turning seat selection into a paid perk. Check Reddit, and you'll find plenty of passengers saying they paid more, only to get stuck in a middle seat anyway. One traveler even shared that despite booking with their partner under the same reservation, they were assigned separate seats in both directions. Here's what savvy travelers are doing. Checking in early. Some folks say that logging in the minute check-in opens gives you better chances at an aisle or window, even if it's not guaranteed. Worth a shot if you'd rather not get sandwiched. So, if you're flying basic economy, budget for more than just the ticket. Because the cheap option, it's stacking up fees faster than your boarding group gets called. Sure, we all know the basics. No knives, no fireworks, no gallons of shampoo stuffed in your backpack. But the list of banned items goes deeper than you think. Some things are obvious. Others, not so much. And getting stopped at security because of a random item in your bag? It's not a fun way to start your trip. Let's start with the classics. Anything sharp. Knives, scissors, multi-tools, even giant nail clippers. If it cuts, pokes, or stabs, it's not flying with you. That includes things like throwing stars. Yes, someone actually tried. Hatchets, drills, and tools over 10 centimeters. Got gear? Check it in. No exceptions. Next up, weapons, real or fake. Guns, ammo, stun guns, tasers, or even that super realistic movie prop you thought was a cool conversation starter. Leave it at home unless you enjoy long chats with TSA and zero chance of making your gate. Firearms? Only with paperwork. Lots of it. Then there's the flammable stuff. Fireworks, gas canisters, cleaning sprays, and even some aerosols are a flat-out no. Doesn't matter if it's your carry-on or checked bag, flammables get grounded every time. But here's where it gets weird. Some travelers have been stopped over flour, or turmeric powder, or bags of coffee grounds. Certain countries flag powder-like substances as potential security threats. And if you're carrying anything that looks like it could be part of a science project, be ready for questions. Flying with an old camcorder or vintage electronics? Some travelers have been pulled aside because airport staff couldn't figure out what kind of battery was inside, or whether it was the type that might randomly explode mid-flight. Here's the pro move. Check TSA's prohibited items list before you pack. And if you're flying internationally, double-check the rules at your destination too. What's allowed in the US might get flagged elsewhere. And if you're traveling with meds, baby formula, or anything unusual, bring the paperwork. No one wants to explain powdered protein to a customs officer without proof. Think you've covered the obvious? Let's talk about the oddly specific stuff. Things you'd never expect to be banned, but absolutely are. Got a thermometer in your bag? Better check what kind, because if it contains mercury, it's not flying with you. Not even close. You might think mercury thermometers are extinct, replaced by digital gadgets and forehead scanners. But they're still around. In some parts of the world, they're cheap, easy to find, and surprisingly still in use. Here's the problem. Mercury eats aluminum. And since aircraft are basically giant flying aluminum tubes, that's a nightmare waiting to happen. If the mercury leaks, it can break down the protective oxide layer on the metal, making it brittle and structurally weak. That's not just a chemistry issue, it's an aviation hazard. So yeah, that tiny glass tube, total flight risk. Go digital or go home. Going off the grid? Great, just don't expect your tent poles to come with you in the cabin. TSA sees them as long metal objects with too much potential for trouble. If it's rigid, pointy, or sounds like something you'd use to roast marshmallows or build a shelter, check it in. Otherwise, expect delays and some raised eyebrows at security. That cute little multi-tool on your keychain still might not make the cut, literally. Scissors are allowed, but only if the blades are shorter than 4 inches. Even then, it depends on the agent's vibe that day. Box cutters, large shears, and anything even thinking about being a knife? Nope. Rule of thumb, if it has a blade, check it. Unless you enjoy surrendering it with a shrug at the checkpoint. It's plastic. It's neon. It's clearly for fun. Doesn't matter. Security doesn't play real or fake at 6 a.m. with a line of passengers behind you. If it even vaguely resembles a weapon, foam, toy, cosplay prop, whatever, it's getting flagged. So unless you're cool with an awkward confiscation in front of your kid, just leave it behind. You're flying to a game? Cool. But your gear isn't flying in the cabin. Baseball bats, golf clubs, hockey sticks, lacrosse sticks, anything long and swingable stays in the hold. TSA doesn't care if you're the next MVP. If it can whack, it gets packed. It's just flour, or protein powder, or bath salts. Totally harmless, right? Well, TSA doesn't see it that way. Powders over 12 ounces, 350 milliglows, get flagged because they can hide explosives. Baby formula, meds, and cremated remains usually get a pass, but expect extra screening. So yeah, your artisanal baking project might trigger a full bag search. Bringing your toaster, your drill, your wrench the size of your forearm? Think again. Big tools and bulky appliances are automatic no-goes in the cabin. If it needs a plug or weighs like a dumbbell, it belongs in checked baggage. And if you're trying to carry on a power drill, maybe rethink some life choices. Let's talk about surviving the security checkpoint, especially when your bag is basically a mini electronics store. If you're traveling for business or just can't live without your gear, your carry-on probably includes a phone or 3, a laptop, a tablet, a camera, power banks, chargers, maybe even a drone. All the fun stuff. And unfortunately, all the stuff security loves to flag and thieves love to spot. Here's how to get through without stress or losing half your tech. Pack smart. Put all electronics and valuables in the same compartment or pouch, not scattered all over your bag. You'll need to pull them out anyway, so don't make yourself play hide and seek with TSA. At the scanner, step aside, on purpose. Don't fumble in the middle of the line. Move to a clear space, grab a tray, and take your time. Lay out your electronics in one single tray. No layering, no stacking. Security needs to see each item clearly, and you'll avoid extra screening. Never let that tray out of your sight. Stand next to it, hand on the edge if you must. Most thefts at airports happen right here. Seconds of distraction, and poof, that MacBook's gone. Don't walk through the scanner until your tray is about to go in too. And most importantly, slow down. No flight is taking off without you if you've already made it to the checkpoint. Rushing is how people leave phones in bins, forget chargers, or trigger alarms by missing a battery pack buried under a scarf. Control your pace, control the outcome. Moving fast doesn't make you efficient. Being methodical does. Travel in 2025 isn't just about packing smart, it's about packing aware. Your carry-on isn't just being judged for weight and dimensions anymore. Every charger, every zipper pocket, every bottle, every battery, it's all fair game. Rules are changing faster than airport terminals can keep up, and not knowing them can cost you time, money, or worse, a missed flight. So don't guess, don't assume, and definitely don't rely on what worked last year. Check the rules, pack with intention, and treat your carry-on like a VIP guest. Because in 2025, getting to your gate is only half the journey. Getting through it is where the real game begins.